a film, Dark Passage, from 1947, written and directed by Delmer Daves from the novel by David Goodis, starring Humphrey Bogart, Lauren Bacall, Agnes Moorehead, and a bunch of other folks. So, a genuine piece of film noir and interesting in several ways. Very dark film. Um, Bogart plays a guy that was wrongly accused of murder who has escaped um, to try and prove his innocence. And for the first, however many minutes, first the first part of the film, we don't see Bogart. We hear his voice, but it's all from his point of view until he gets plastic surgery. And only after he gets the plastic surgery and he's all bandaged do we see Bogart. So he has a run in with Lauren Bacall because, of course, he does. And she wants to help him. She's got problems of her own because someone killed, I believe, her father. And he was accused of killing his wife from testimony from Agnes Moorehead. And as the film goes on, he's on the run, and at the same time, he's trying to find the person, and he thinks he knows who they are, that really killed his wife. And it all gets so much more complicated. But it's a great film that it's not that it keeps you guessing. Well, it keeps you guessing to a degree. How will this resolve? Will there be a happy ending? Will there be a downbeat ending? I mean, it's a film noir, so it could just as easily be a downbeat ending. And what is it? I never get this guy's name right, so I have to look. It is Delmer Daves. Delmer Daves' script is wonderful, and the directing, it's very pulling you in. You never feel at ease at any point during this film. You're feeling, in essence, what Bogart is feeling. There's moments of, sort of the seeds of romance with him and Bacall because, they were a couple at the time, 1947. And I think that what they had gotten married 2 years earlier, something like that. But stellar cast. I mean, great performance from Bogart. You really buy his situation. Bacall is wonderful in it, and you might say she accepts his situation a bit swiftly, but it's a movie, and it's also, there are the constraints of time. Maybe if you had something where it took her a month to kind of trust him more or something like that, you'd have a much longer film and you'd have a lot of dead time and uh, taking time away from the vitals of the film. Uh, Great performances from both. Agnes Moorehead, always wonderful. I'm a big fan of Agnes Moorehead. She's a gem in everything she does. And everyone else, is it Bruce Bennett in there, I think, and just everyone. There's not a wasted character in this film, and it's beautiful to look at in its own kind of grimy way. I mean, where Laura McCall is certainly isn't grimy, but it really has a street feel about it. Um, and I've always enjoyed it, and it's another one of those I just always will watch. I could get it on Blu-ray or DVD at some point. I do not own it, much to my eternal shame. Shame on this Wilcox and his newly mown head. In fact, just a couple of hours ago as I filmed this. And so that's the vitals on this. I think it made more than double what it cost to make at the time. So it wasn't a cheap film back in the 40s. It was, I think, $1,000,006, and it made something like 3,004,005, something like that. So not bad, not bad at all. Very well thought of film for the most part. And I have to say a special thing here. This whole one goes out to my dear departed friend Stan Goldberg, because Stan and I, toward the end of his life, used to talk about film a lot. He loved old films, and he would try and stump me. And this was one of the ones that he used. One of the first ones where he was like, Humphrey Bogart, and we don't see him for the first half of the film, or the first third, whatever it is, because he's got plastic surgery. I said, Dark Passage. He's like, I'll get you, Wilcox. I'll get you yet. So I loved him. I miss him. Uh, Stan Goldberg was a great guy, a wonderful artist. For those of you who don't know, Stan was a cartoonist who did everything from Millie the Model to Betty and Veronica, and all points in between. In fact, a lot of people don't know, in the earliest days of Marvel Comics, he was the colorist. So the fact that Spider-Man looks like he does in those colors is because Stan gave them to him, or Doctor Doom, or the Fantastic Four, or whoever. Those were all his conscious choices. So I love you, Stan. Enjoy this up there in heaven, and I love you all. Enjoy this film. Go see Dark Passage. Bye bye.